The most dynamic horse of his time was Majestic Prince, who could even pack excitement and drama in an afternoon workout. How he loved to run. Bred at Spendthrift Farm in Kentucky, Majestic Prince was a son of the undefeated but unlucky stallion Raise a Native, who was retired at 2 due to an injury. His sire, Native Dancer, lost but one race, and Majestic Prince would emulate his grandsire. Thus, 3 generations with but 2 defeats. In the 1967 Keeneland Summer Sale, the striking chestnut colt was consigned by his breeder Leslie Combs. Canadian Frank McMahon and his trainer, Hall of Fame jockey John Longden, had decided to buy the colt with cost being no object.
$250,000 and how do you want it? Well, I thank you very much and God bless you. At $250,000 and...
The $250,000 was then a world record for a yearling. For his basic education, the colt, named Majestic Prince, was shipped to Longden at Santa Anita. Training a thoroughbred is an early morning, 7-day-a-week task. The horse is an athlete, and he must be legged up gradually until enough stamina is developed to finally test his speed. For Longden, it was a labor of love. The Derby at Santa Anita has special meaning for Western racing, since it usually decides which colt will... Bill Hartack, noted for being an astute, intelligent horseman, was picked to ride Majestic Prince.
There we go. Mr. Joff is going to the front. Right Cross is second. Noam Jr. is third. Majestic Prince is fourth. Big Mouth Sam is fifth. Race the Wind, Lonnie's Secret. Passing the stand. On the outside, Mr. Joff in front and neck. On the rail, Right Cross is second, 2 lengths. Majestic Prince is third. Majestic Prince on the outside. It's the Majestic Prince in hand by 2.5 lengths, and now by 3 lengths. Mr. Joff is second by 3 lengths. Right Cross is third ahead on the outside. Nothing Jr. and Race the Wind into the stretch is Majestic Prince. Now being driven lightly by 8 lengths. Is Majestic Prince just galloping by 6 lengths. Mr. Joff is second. Lonnie's Secret is third. Here's the Majestic Prince beginning to ease up. Bill Hartack is beginning to pull him up now. Majestic Prince winning in a walk by 15 lengths. Mr. Joff is second the length. Lonnie's Secret third.
All standing easily. And they're off for the lead. That's Arts and Letters up on the outside. It's Ocean Roar. Ocean Roar gets the lead with Arts and Letters now second. Along the rail, it's Top Knight. Majestic Prince is up on the outside. A Ray Jet. In close quarters is Fleet Ally. Through the stretch, Ocean Roar holding the lead by 4.5 lengths. Top Knight is along the rail with Arts and Letters just outside. Ray Jet is third. Majestic Prince is up on the outside. And then we get Fleet Allied. Then it's 5 lengths to Dyke, and the trailer is Traffic Mark. They continue down the backstretch. Top Knight now by ahead with Ocean Roar second, and up on the outside and moving is Majestic Prince. Still looking for room between horses, Arts and Letters. Dyke has now moved into fifth. They're on the turn. Top Knight is the leader. Top Knight is leading by a head, but outside is Majestic Prince. Inside is Arts and Letters and gets through. Arts and Letters now gets to the lead. The leader by a head. Majestic Prince is second on the outside, and Dyke is moving up very quickly. Top Knight has dropped back to fourth. They're moving to the stretch. Majestic Prince on the outside. Arts and Letters is on the inside. Their heads apart. Majestic Prince has the lead by a head now. That's Arts and Letters, and Dyke is moving up very quickly on the outside. They're coming to the finish. Majestic Prince holding that lead. Arts and Letters is driving along the rail, and Dyke is driving on the outside. Majestic Prince is holding on by a head, and he wins it by a head. Arts and Letters is second by a half a length.
His next appearance would be attended by the largest Kentucky Derby crowd in the history of the race, and they would see one of the most exciting renewals of this venerable classic, marked by an aggressive, domineering ride by Hartack.
All standing easily. And they're off for the lead. That's Arts and Letters up on the outside. It's Ocean Roar. Ocean Roar gets the lead with Arts and Letters now second. Along the rail, it's Top Knight. Majestic Prince is up on the outside. A Ray Jet. In close quarters is Fleet Ally. Through the stretch, Ocean Roar holding the lead by 4.5 lengths. Top Knight is along the rail with Arts and Letters just outside. Ray Jet is third. Majestic Prince is up on the outside. And then we get Fleet Allied. And it's 5 lengths to Dyke, and the trailer is Traffic Mark. They continue down the backstretch. Top Knight now by ahead with Ocean Roar second, and up on the outside and moving is Majestic Prince. Still looking for room between horses Arts and Letters. Dyke is now moved into fifth. They're on the turn. Top Knight is the leader. Top Knight is leading by a head, but outside is Majestic Prince. Inside is Arts and Letters and gets through. Arts and Letters now gets to the lead. The leader by a head. Majestic Prince is second on the outside, and Dyke is moving up very quickly. Top Knight has dropped back to fourth. They're moving to the stretch. Majestic Prince on the outside. Arts and Letters is on the inside. Their heads apart. Majestic Prince has the lead by a head now. That's Arts and Letters, and Dyke is moving up very quickly on the outside. They're coming to a finish. Majestic Prince holding that lead. Arts and Letters is driving along the rail, and Dyke is driving on the outside. Majestic Prince is holding on by a head, and he wins it by a head. Arts and Letters is second by a half a length. Dyke is third.
The Kentucky Derby is indisputably the one race above all others for racing people. 2 weeks later in Maryland, the Preakness, next stop in the Triple Crown Roadshow. Again, record crowds and a rerun of
the stirring 1969 Preakness. Jockey Baeza aboard Arts and Letters claims foul against Bill Hartack aboard Majestic Prince for interference soon after the start.
It looks on the outside like Majestic Prince has a slight lead. Now Glad's Flame is moving on the inside. Green Grass Green is up on the outside. They're coming through the stretch, and Green Grass Green now gets a clear lead on the outside. Glad's Flame is driving up on the inside and now second. Top Knight is third. Majestic Prince is fourth. Now Al Hattab is up on the outside of Majestic Prince. Then it's Arts and Letters, J-Ray, and the final horse is Captain Action. They're moving into that turn. Glad's Flame with the lead. It's Green Grass Green on the outside. Then it's a gap of 4 solid lengths back to Top Knight, third by a length over Majestic Prince, who has 1 length on Al Hattab. Then it's 2 lengths to Arts and Letters, then J-Ray, and it's Captain Action. Going to the backstretch, it's a big lead now on the outside with Green Grass Green, holding the lead by a neck on the inside. Glad's Flame is second, and it's 5 lengths to Majestic Prince, third by a head, and Majestic Prince gets through along the inside to get third by a head over Top Knight on the outside. Al Hattab is then fourth, Arts and Letters is fifth, and J-Ray is sixth. It looks as though we're going to have a change, as on the outside, Green Grass Green continues to lead by a half a length. Glad's Flame, but Majestic Prince is driving on the outside and challenging as they move into the turn. They're going into the turn. That's Green Grass Green with Majestic Prince on the outside, and Majestic Prince now puts the head in front. Then it's Green Grass Green holding on gamely in second position. Top Knight is third also on the outside, and Arts and Letters is now moved up to fourth. J-Ray is moving from back and now fifth. At the head of the stretch, Majestic Prince is holding on to the lead with Green Grass Green still on the rail second. Top Knight is driving on the outside and challenging. Arts and Letters is also up on the outside. They're coming through the stretch. The leader is still Majestic Prince, and Arts and Letters is driving. It's going to be a horse race as Majestic Prince holds on, and Arts and Letters is trying. Arts and Letters on the outside. Majestic Prince on the inside. J-Ray now third. And they're coming to the wire. This is still close. Majestic Prince holding on to that lead, just like the Derby. He wins it by a head.
duel with Paul Mellon's Arts and Letters.
They're coming through the stretch. The leader is still Majestic Prince, and Arts and Letters is driving. It's going to be a horse race as Majestic Prince holds on, and Arts and Letters is trying. Arts and Letters on the outside. Majestic Prince on the inside. J-Ray now third. And they're coming to the wire. This is still close. Majestic Prince holding on to that lead, just like the Derby. He wins it by a head. Arts and Letters is second by 3.5, then J-Ray third, followed by Top Knight, Alhatab.
Between the Preakness and Belmont, Majestic Prince developed symptoms which...
They're off. That's Arts and Letters on the inside and Prime Fool battling for the lead. Dyke on the outside third. In between them, Rooney Shield fourth. with Majestic Prince.
Arts and Letters came to the Belmont with his come-from-behind win against older horses right behind him. Now a victory in the Belmont Stakes would stop Majestic Prince in his quest for the Triple Crown and could make Arts and Letters the leading candidate for 1969 Horse of the Year honors. In 1982, Conquistador Cielo went out the first 6 furlongs in 112 and finished in 116. But in this race, a paceless race, stretch-running Dyke took the lead. Jockey Braulio Baez on Arts and Letters moved up and went right for that lead. It's going to be a complete reversal of the 1982 fractions. They're going to go to the first 6 furlongs in 116 and finish in 112 as Arts and Letters tries to win the Belmont.
Arts and Letters along the inside second. Prime Fool still alongside third. On the outside, Rooney Shield now fourth, with Majestic Prince fifth. A gap of 4 lengths, and Distray is sixth. They continue along the backstretch that way.
Majestic Prince had won 9 straight. In the Preakness, he had gallantly beaten Arts and Letters. Trainer Johnny Longden decided that Majestic Prince would not run in the Belmont, but owner Frank McMahon decided to overrule his trainer. Majestic Prince had become the only unbeaten Kentucky Derby Preakness winner in history, and the opportunity to have an unbeaten Triple Crown winner was more than any owner could resist.
Prime Fool third, and Majestic Prince moving along the inside. Majestic Prince is now third. On the far side, Rooney Shield fourth. Prime Fool fifth, and Distray is sixth. Coming to the 3/8 pole, it's Arts and Letters in front by a length and a half.
Trainer Longden was right. Watch the gallant Majestic Prince as he tries to overtake Arts and Letters in the stretch. He loses his action in the bid. A game horse going down to defeat by another great horse.
Arts and Letters along the inside with Dyke out in the middle of the track and Majestic Prince coming on the far outside. Coming to the 8th pole, it's Arts and Letters on the rail in front as Majestic Prince comes on second with Dyke third. Coming through the stretch, it's Arts and Letters in front. And as they go over the finish line, it's Arts and Letters the winner by 4 lengths. Majestic Prince second with Dyke third. Distray fourth, Rooney Shield fifth, and Prime Fool was sixth.
Undefeated. He would lose this day, but in a race so unlike any other performance that to those who knew the Big Red Colt, the race never happened. They would prefer to remember him at his best in the testing drive at Churchill Downs, where he outfought the best of his generation to fulfill the hopes of millions who recognized the true courage of Majestic Prince.